What's up everyone, it's Scotty with MoneyVest. So in this video, we are going to be talking about NIO. NIO popping a little bit over 10% on a brand new investment from Abu Dhabi. And they have invested a little bit over $2 billion. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss in this video. NIO breaking out of that trading range back up to over $10 a share. As always, if you enjoyed this video, find it helpful, make sure that you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining. And of course, getting access to all the members only private videos, over 40 plus ad-free content, as well as Excel spreadsheets, including our intrinsic value spreadsheets with fair values and watch list on a lot of stocks, volatility spreadsheets, S&P 500 valuation, as well as over 20 plus Discord channels. I'm actually planning on selling a lot of calls going into the next couple days and couple weeks as markets continue to trend higher. So a lot of them will be shared on our options alerts channel as well. Of course, you do get access to all of my trading alerts, buying alerts, and of course, trade ideas on the Discord as well. And you can access everything over there. And also do connect with me on Instagram. My handle is going to be CASWRP. I do post a lot of interesting stories, polls, portfolio updates. Everything's going to be posted over there as well. So link's going to be down below. We'd love to have you on board. So China's NIO to get a $2.2 billion investment from Abu Dhabi's CYVN. So electric vehicle maker NIO has signed a pact for an investment of $2.2 billion from CYVN Holdings, an investment vehicle based in Abu Dhabi, the Chinese company said on Monday. And the investment comes as NIO, with its EV sales and profitability under pressure in a price war started by Tesla, has sought to boost efficiency by cutting a tenth of the workforce, basically 10%, and deferring to non-core projects as well. Basically, they're pushing back some of the more non-core, non-essential projects and focusing very much on efficiency and profitability, and that's how it really should be. In my opinion, they've got the NIO Day coming out on December 23rd, where they are going to release a luxury sedan ET9, and they've also got a potentially new Firefly brand coming out in Europe, which is going to be tailored more towards the mass market audience over in Europe as well. And this right here, again, is another huge catalyst for the company because CYVN now has a shareholding of a little bit over 20% of NIO's total issued and outstanding shares, following the investment of almost $1 billion in July. And that would make CYVN the largest single shareholder of NIO. They definitely do believe in NIO over the long term, so got a lot of conviction in this company, although founder and chief executive William Li retains the most voting power with his ownership of Class C ordinary shares as well. So it's not like they've got a big voting power, but they definitely do own the most among all shareholders for NIO. So they will have subscribed to almost 300 million newly issued shares of Class A ordinary shares priced at $7.50 each, and will also be entitled to nominate 2 directors to NIO's board as well. So some little bit of changes coming up here very soon. And its drive to become more efficient, NIO is considering a spin-off of its battery production unit while continuing to develop technologies for key components on its own as well. And the company, whose NIO branded EVs compete with premium brands such as Mercedes, BMW in China, has been developing 2 new brands for mass markets that it aims to bring them to Europe from 2025, as I mentioned earlier as well. So lots happening for the company. And of course, the price is popping. Excuse me, it's not back up to $10. It's back up to over $8. So almost back up to $9 per share here, pushing up almost 11%. Not $10, but over 10% is what I mentioned earlier. And this right here, of course, is the entire technical analysis. I did one over the weekend going over NIO and the full analysis. And we talked about how it's been getting rejected at this resistance at around 825. So notice that multiple times you've gotten rejected at this $8 level. And this right here is the big candle coming in on the 4-hour chart up over 10.9, almost 11%. And the next target and resistance, as we already know, is going to be $9.43. So this right here is going to be that level to watch for the company. Now, NIO does have a pretty decent balance sheet. So if you come over to the balance sheet here for the company, so we are sitting on more cash than debt. So total assets are a little bit over $14 billion with total liabilities at just over $11 billion. So more assets over liabilities. And if you come over to the cash, they're sitting at almost $6 billion worth of cash, with total debt sitting at $4.4 billion as of the third quarter 2023. So they do have a negative net debt of negative $1.49 billion, meaning more cash than debt on the balance sheet. And not to mention, I think the short-term liquidity situation is also quite reasonably good at over 1 current ratio, and almost 1 is the quick ratio, with debt to asset ratio at 0.31. And of course, long-term debt to total assets at 0.2 for the company as well, which is really, really low because total assets do exceed total liabilities, and of course, total debt for the company as well, and even cash exceeds total debt for the company. If you take a look at the earnings expectations, so this right here is where majority of the problem lies, is the profitability, right? It's the actual profitability, positive cash flows. This is the biggest problem for NIO. They're not even expected to be profitable up until at least 2027, I believe. And as we are closing in on 2023, so for another 3 years, 4 years, NIO is not expected to be profitable anytime soon. And this is what's the major concern from an investor standpoint. And that's what I've mentioned and try to voice in my previous videos, is that NIO needs to turn the corner towards profitability and focus on the most essential, more core pieces of the business, and of course try to turn the corner towards positive cash flows and profitability, because at the end of the day, that's really what they need. Like they can't just rely on further and further investment every time they need cash. They need to be self-sustaining, and the only way to actually do that is if they're able to generate some positive cash flows and some profitability and earnings. So next resistance all the way up to 945, 950. So this right here is going to be that resistance level and that target that we have talked about. A big breakout over 823. So we're going to go ahead and turn this level into a new support for NIO, and of course resistance at 943 all the way up to as much as 1045, 1050 for NIO. And we've also got a gap to fill over here for NIO. So intraday, we'll see if NIO continues that momentum or if it gets some selling pressure here intraday. But this right here, big investment coming in, and a lot of conviction from CYVN, a 20% shareholder now, biggest shareholder for NIO, and that's again kind of highlighting a lot of conviction in the company over the long term. So time will tell if this investment pays off or not, but 950 is going to be that resistance, support level at 823 all the way down to as low as 730, 750, very strong support there. And we got a little bit of a gap and a big resistance sitting all the way up to as much as $10.50 to $11 per share. So hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like. Don't forget to connect with me on Instagram. Definitely do check out the Patreon and Discord links down below. There is a 16% annual discount available till the end of December. I've opened up a few more spots, so link's going to be down below. And as always, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think about NIO? Are you buying, selling, or holding? What are your thoughts on the company long term? And of course, the performance has not been great so far in 2023. It's underperformed significantly. But of course, in 2024, as interest rates continue to come down and there are certain hopes that the demand is going to start to reaccelerate for electric vehicles, and of course, with all the subsidies and tax credits all over the world and this transition over to renewable energy and electric vehicles, there is a possibility for NIO and for a lot of other EVs to kind of coexist in this growing total addressable market of electric vehicles. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about NIO? As always, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Link's going to be down below for our Discord, Patreon. Definitely do check them out and connect with me on Instagram. It's always happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.